Hey everybody, Claire here, and today I'm excited to share with you that I've partnered with Bertolli to bring some Tuscany to your table. So I am showing you how to make one of my favorite dishes. It's a classic lasagna, but with a few twists, and it's one of my absolute favorites. The star of the dish though is the Bertolli garlic Alfredo sauce, and I love this. It's really delicious. You can find this and all the ingredients I'm using today at Target, and this is one of my favorites of the white sauces, but any of the Bertolli white sauces works great in this recipe, so feel free to mix it in with whichever one you prefer. But to make my vegetarian lasagna, all I have is 2 cups or 15 ounces, so 1 jar of the Bertolli garlic Alfredo sauce. I have about 3 cups of roasted butternut squash. I have 1 onion that I've caramelized. I have about 2 cups of ricotta or ricotta, depending on how fancy I want to sound. I have 12 sheets of lasagna noodles. These are ones that you don't have to boil ahead of time. Fresh lasagna noodles are the best way to go as well. I then have about 2 to 3 ounces of spinach that I sauteed, and then 12 ounces of mozzarella that I've sliced up into medallions. So to make this lasagna, it could not be simpler. So first, what I'm going to do is just layer 4 pieces of the lasagna noodles on the bottom of my 9 by 13 inch pan, just like that. And the key to making a true Tuscan style lasagna is in these really beautiful, super thin pieces of lasagna noodles, because if you go too thick and it's too much, you end up tasting the noodle instead of all the wonderful things going into it. It should have a unified flavor, and that's where something like the sauce is really important. So next, and I'm just gonna use my hands for this, so make sure you have clean hands, or you can use a spoon, whatever you feel like. And I'm going to put some of the butternut squash down here. Let's say about 1/4 of it, because I'm gonna do basically 4 layers by the end of it. All right, that feels pretty good. Ditto with the caramelized onion. And then also with the spinach. And next I'm going to add some mozzarella, and you can just tear it up. I'm just gonna do a couple of slices because the mozzarella really does spread. It melts quite a bit. So you don't need to cover it in mozzarella. Next I'm going to do the ricotta and just do some dollops all over, basically wherever the mozzarella isn't. And next I'm gonna add about 1/4 of the Bertolli sauce. I'm just gonna drizzle this all throughout. So that's my first layer done. So now I'm just gonna repeat this 3 times. And what I love about this is when I was in my honeymoon in Italy, I spent some time in Tuscany, in Florence and the surrounding areas. And the lasagna there was probably one of my absolute favorite things I had. And what I loved about it was that it just was so simple and it wasn't too saucy. It didn't feel heavy, like no sauce seeped out of the sides. So with this, the sauce is here as the binder. It's a huge source of the flavor, but it's not supposed to feel soupy at all. So that's why I'm keeping it really kind of minimalist and so delicious. All right, well, I'm gonna keep working on this and I'll see you when I'm done with the top layer. So it's time for the last layer. So I'm actually gonna do the order a little bit different here because this is like the presentation. So first I'm going to do the butternut squash, just scattering it kind of across so that every corner has some. Next, I'm going to start adding the ricotta. I'm just gonna use up whatever I have left. And I'm gonna do this more like in a pattern. There we go. And then I'm gonna take the mozzarella and I'm gonna try to tear it a little more neatly. And same thing, kind of have it go in a pattern. And then I'm gonna take the spinach and scatter it throughout, and ditto the onion. But I'm not trying to really go over the cheese too much because I want that to be on top, getting nice and melty. Last but not least, the sauce. Just kind of going around everything that's already there, but not like covering it in the sauce, because I want every element to kind of have its moment. And then for the 2 finishing touches, I'm going to grate some Parmesan right on top so the crust gets really nice and crunchy. And for the last finishing touch, just a little bit of olive oil. Beautiful. So now this goes into the oven at 375 degrees for about 30 minutes. You basically want it to get really bubbly and gooey. And don't worry if the top doesn't look too crusty. What I typically do is I turn the broiler on for just a minute to make sure it gets really nice on top. All right, into the oven it goes. That looks pretty amazing. So the lasagna is out of the oven. It smells wonderful. I cannot wait to have a bite of this. So here's the thing. It's out of the oven, but I did let it cool down slightly. It's still like the pan's still a little warm to the touch, but this isn't like crazy hot. The reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want this to kind of smush on the plate. I want it to stay in a really good shape. Oh, I love how crunchy it looks on top. And I am taking a corner piece because obviously. Wow, look at this. The layers look amazing. The garlic Alfredo looks perfect. It's really rich and creamy, so it's so good in a dish like this. I love the little chunks of pumpkin. This is gonna be so fun to eat. This looks so delicious. I cannot wait to have a bite. Oh, wow. This looks so good. That is so delicious. The garlic Alfredo is the perfect base for something like this. It just has such a lovely flavor. The garlic is sweet. It's not too like raw tasting. It's just really wonderful and almost like roasted. And with the roasted vegetables, with the spinach, it's just so good. What I love about this recipe is it is super versatile. You can switch in whatever vegetables you like. If you don't want spinach, you can do another green. It really is kind of a build your own situation. So delicious. And what I love about Tuscan style lasagna is that it's perfect to serve for a big meal with family and friends. It's just such a classic and everyone loves it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed learning how to make this classic. I love this recipe so much. And as always, for recipes like this one, you can check out my blog, thekitschykitchen.com, but also check out Bertolli.com for more fun ideas. And remember, you can get everything you saw in this recipe from Target. If you like the video, please like it and comment below. I love reading your comments. What other types of Italian dishes would you like to see me tackle? This was so much fun. All right, well, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.